Stiles, just a matter of bringing experience back into the side? Was that always the plan?
Always a plan, just with with the journey around the world we've had in the last 2 weeks, it was going to be a matter of, utilising the whole squad and utilising experience through that period to be able to bring Rob Simmons and George Smith back into the starting side is gives them a freshen up from the week before, and then gives us that much needed experience to beat the Hurricanes.
What's your thinking behind bringing Hendrick Tui back to the bench and leaving Portugal there?
I just reckon the high work rate is going to be really important early in the game. Like, listen, you can't hide from the fact that coming back from Argentina and Africa, it's draining on you. And I just think the energy that Adam can bring with his work rate in particular early is going to be important. And then utilising the bench is going to be massive. If we win the game, it's going to be the influence the bench has in the second half, and you've just got to have a look at the impact players we've got coming off the bench in Parisi, Hendrick Tui, Lucan Tui, guys that can really change the game for us.
Just on Parisi, have you not been happy with?
No. Listen, I just think Chris Kurudrani did really well in his first couple of games, and just managing that whole workload, I suppose, through the squad coming back. It's hard for a young player to be up mentally every week, and I just think putting Isaiah on the bench this week will give him a chance to get over the travel coming back. But then when he comes on, whatever stage that is, his high energy and ball carrying will be important.
You mentioned that, Jane. How do you handle it this week?
Listen, we got back I think Monday night at probably 10 o'clock. Yeah, we've been travelling for 27 hours, I think it was, from door to door. So that's just the reality of this competition. No one cares about it, but it's something we as coaches and strength conditions, we've got to manage the load of training through this week is really important. Yesterday it was more of just a flush session. We went to the Cricket High Performance Centre and used their recovery facilities again, which was fantastic. And today's a day you just got to get over the sluggishness. We'll have a hard hit out today, but it'll only be a 45-minute, 50-minute session just to make sure that we're ready to go for Saturday, but not cooked.
If you look at the Kiwi teams you most admire, would the Hurricanes be that team? And why do you admire them so much?
Oh, listen, you admire all of them, to be honest. The way they're playing the game at the moment is exciting to watch. They're using basic skills exceptionally well and stepping up at key moments and executing them. And I think any other side in the competition's trying to emulate that and get your team, playing in a similar style with the execution of skills.
We've got Bowden Barrett particularly, he's got an amazing speed at 5'8", as well as his other skills. What makes him such a hard bloke to deal with?
Oh, listen, he's a dual threat, isn't he? His speed, his pass, his short kicking game, and probably most importantly, his ability to read the game is so dangerous. Like you look at them set up off set piece, that back line, and you can just see them set up and they're scanning and they're looking for weaknesses and got the ability to read any potential weakness and take advantage of it. And it's something, as I said before, we're all trying to educate our players and emulate the same sort of skill set.
3 yellow cards and a red card across those 2 matches. Do you feel like part of that you just didn't get the rubber to green when it came to decisions?
Listen, it's one of those things. It's a frustration for everyone. In the first couple of games of the year, I felt that our yellow cards were probably earned. Minor as they were, but that's the way the IRB are handing down the rulings. The game against the the Jaguars on the weekend, I thought the 2 yellow cards were exceptionally harsh. I don't think they're yellow cards at all, but listen, you've just got to move on and get on with it. In spite of the yellow cards, I still think we had enough opportunity to win that game and we didn't execute. We can only look after what we can control, and we should have still won that game, I believe. Oh, I've been trying to do that all year. You look at who the players are that are playing really well for us, and in the back line you mentioned Samu's ball carrying, whether he's running up against a brick wall of 3 defenders or 4 defenders on him, he can still get through and get over the advantage line. So he's been a tremendous weapon for us. And then, Karmichael's form from fullback this year has been absolutely outstanding. I think the intensity that he plays the game at, the physicality that he plays with, and how he's running the ball now has been a delight to watch, and it's been a reward for the work he's put in particular over the last 6 to 8 months, and getting his body right and physically being in a good place to play football, and now he's leading us around the field, and he's having a strong contribution into us as a group moving forward.
Speak about bringing experience of Smith and Watt back into the starting side. What gives you confidence that before we can do this job at 9 and bringing experience from Nick?
You got to earn the right to start, don't you? That's what we want in this group, and I thought Bobby's performance last week in his first starting game was very serviceable, very solid. I didn't think he did anything wrong to be changed for this weekend, and Nick's still got to step up and take his opportunities when he comes off the bench and force his way back in the side, and it's healthy for all of us.
Potential debut for Hamish Stewart, being probably the star of the Super Under-20s. What excites you about him?
I like giving players an opportunity that have earned it. The 20s program's been a very good feeder for us, and the work that Paul Carrozza and Brad Thorne do down there in just moulding the next crop of future Reds has been fantastic. And I just think to reward someone from that program like Hamish, who's got a skill set as a 10, with Quade out suspended, is important. He's got a good passing game. He's a tough rooster. He used to be a forward, which I'm pretty happy about. But probably most importantly, his kicking game is exceptional, and that's something that the good 10s need to have. And I'd like to think he's a player of the future for us, and the ability to bring him in now and be better balanced on the bench, and having a 10 there on the bench is something that's important this weekend. Yeah, he didn't. It's Lockie's still. He's probably, I suppose, frustrated because he's a competitor, but in a fortunate position that you've got Edo Nabuli, who's playing the best rugby of his career. You've got Isaiah Parisi, who's been very good when he's played, and also Chris Kuridrani in the first couple of games. He didn't do anything really wrong to get dropped. It just shows you the competition that we've got in the wings, and Lockie's just got to force his way in there through an opportunity when he gets it. You're fresh here, aren't you? I haven't seen your face too much, so you don't really know me too well, do you? Okay, so I'm pretty consistent that, when we talk about contracts, we talk about that with the players behind the scenes, and it's something we don't publicly talk about in these press conferences. So I'm not having a go at you, but that's where we're at, mate.
Okay, so first game back, mate. It's obviously it was a tough 2-game trip. What excites you about getting back to Suncorp in front of the home fans?
The Hurricanes. You love playing the best teams in the competition, and the type of footy that they've played this year has been outstanding. And for us, obviously coming off a 2-week tour, 2 losses, been around the world in 14 days. It's been quite tough, but we don't need any extra motivation to turn up ready this Saturday, because if we're not ready, these guys can put 80 on you, as we've seen earlier on in the year. So I'm looking forward to getting up against them.
Mate, your own form's
Sure. Yeah.
Your own form's been really good. I thought you and Samu in particular were probably 2 of the Reds' best on the weekends. Do you feel like now yourself, along with Samu, not only defensive leaders but are leaders in attack with Quade out?
Oh, we have to. Look, Quade was a pretty integral piece to what we do offensively. So with him obviously not being there and Jakey stepping in, we've had to probably help that load, ease the load of Jakey a little bit. So we have stepped up there in that area, but we can only do so much. And with Jake having played on the weekend and a bit more time under his belt, a bit more match fitness, leading into this weekend, will definitely be better for it.
How do you go about stopping Perenara and the Barrett boys?
Oh, mate, they're a handful. So many skills, so many assets. A lot of speed. So we're gonna have to be on our game. Look, our preparation started as soon as we got back. Watched a lot of vision on them. The coaches have been trawling through the tape, obviously looking for their patterns of play. And to be honest, they're really not doing anything that other teams aren't doing. They're just doing it a whole lot better. So defensively, it's going to be a big ask for us, but. As I said before, there's no better way to test yourself than against the champs, and I look forward to doing that on Saturday.
You're saying you want to step up as a leader in attack and that sort of thing. Do you feel as if you've been used enough these last couple of weeks?
Oh, look, footy's footy, mate. Like sometimes you're going to get a lot of the ball, sometimes you might not see too much. Cards have probably hurt our style of play over the last couple of weeks, copping two in Africa, and then again. Obviously in Argentina changes things a lot. Hopefully this weekend, we don't suffer any setbacks like that, and we can sort of allow ourselves to build into the game and use the ball a lot more. But look, rugby can throw up things, different things all the time. So we'll see. We'll have to deal with it when we get there.
What did you learn from that first half against the Crusaders? You actually put on the back foot by playing footy against them and force them into a lot of rush decisions, and then when you defended well, you knocked a lot of ball out of their hands, and they never had any rhythm.
Yeah, that's true, and I think we're going to need that defensive effort against the Hurricanes. When you play really good attacking teams, or good teams in general, you need to earn their respect, and I think that starts in the defensive line. So against the Crusaders, going back to your point, we got off the line quite quickly. We were quite physical, and we took the game to them. But obviously, the second half was a different side of the story, where they started to turn the table on us and started to play a bit more footy, and we probably sort of relinquished our footing there, and we lost the game in the end. So, we need to turn up ready to play against these guys and be physical from the start.
I guess talking about defence, 2 minutes before half time against the Jaguars, you made a great call on all tackle, hit the guy about there.
Yeah.
So if you'd done that tackle at the Broncos, what sort of pat on the back would you got for that?
Are you talking about the one where I got a penalty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What likelihood of a penalty in rugby league?
Yeah, very little, I guess. But who knows? The codes are sort of heading towards a more precautionary kind of ruling these days. You sort of brush someone's ear in AFL and it's a free kick. And obviously they're taking the shoulder charge out of rugby league. So it's just the way that the rules of combat sport are going these days. And I've got no complaints there. Obviously, I wouldn't have liked to get penalised. It cost us, I think, maybe 3. I don't know if he missed it, but these things happen. Just got to be a bit more careful, I guess.
You're not going to take any sting out of your defence. I mean, that was a good call.
Yeah.
Any observer would have thought that was a good call to make it to stop the guy. So you're not going to really take any sting out of it.
Oh, you can't, mate. This is a physical game, so my style's not going to change.
Against someone like the Hurricanes, you always try and play a little bit more expansive, that unpredictable style of footy.
Oh, look, they probably would love that because they probably feed off the turnovers. But when you play against good teams, or in general when you play, you want to stick to your structure. You don't want to be dictated to by the opposing team. Obviously, you look for areas where you think you can exploit, but for the most part, you want to back your structures and your systems. And look, they bring a lot of line speed, so their defensive pressure is quite high. So being quite loose with the ball, I'm not too sure that'll be a bonus for us. I think we want to play through them. But if opportunities arise on the edges, then we'll hopefully see it and take advantage of it.
You didn't reform it, yeah, okay. Have you got a contract extension in the back of your mind?
Nah, mate, I don't even bother about that stuff. I never have. Managers, coaches, organisations, that's them. I just here to play footy, mate. Really enjoying it at the moment. So, obviously, we're not winning, so, turning up on Monday is quite tough, but the closer we get to Saturday, the better you start to feel. So, we're halfway there.
You think you'll finish the season in rugby?
This season?
So you think you'll finish your career in rugby?
Career? Yeah. I guess so, yeah. What am I? I'm 30 now. Body's been through a hell of a lot in terms of transitions over the last kind of however many years. But we'll deal with that when it needs to be dealt with. So.